I'm going to be sharing with you in this video how to create your own reality, how to really do it, not just some video that you see where it's like, oh, create your reality. And then maybe you watch a video like this and you're thinking, this person's just saying this to get views, or, this doesn't work for me. Now I'm going to share with you actually how to create your own reality so that you can really be that person that you want to be. Just for reals. No more hoping, no more waiting for something to happen. No more I hope this happens, or I really, really want this to happen, or, I really desire for this thing to happen, but it's I really hope. It's you can live with conviction. You can live with an understanding that you're going to get what you want because you deserve to have what you want because it's your right. It's not something that you hope for, and it's also not going to be something that you're surprised to have once you start manifesting, because it's oh yeah, I deserve to have this. It's my right. It's literally your birthright to have what you want. But maybe somebody took it away from you, or maybe you gave away your power without realizing what you were doing to yourself. Whatever the case may be, I'm going to share with you in this video how to reverse the unconscious conditioning, how to create your own reality once again and take back your power and to become the person that you truly want to actually be, as usual. So if you're new to this channel, what I want you to do is I want you to hit that subscribe button. I want you to hit that notification bell, because I do actually post a new video every single day. Also, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, all the details for that will be down below. Now, the first thing that I want to share with you in this video is to do everything with purpose and intention. This is such a critical aspect to understand that most people just don't get. Personally for me, I do everything with purpose and intention. Everything that I do, every action that I take in my life right now personally, wasn't always like this, but to the highest degree possible that I can possibly make it, every moment for me is done with a specific purpose and intention. I do nothing by accident because I value my life. I value my life force energy. I value how I show up in the world. And I want every single action that I take, every movement to be done with a specific intention. I want there to be zero accidents in my life. And if there are accidents, I want that to happen with intention as well. And I want to know why it happened, what I can learn from that, how I can move forward from that and let it go and continue to become more of how I want to be. Accidents, if they happen, okay, no worries. But I'm going to learn from that situation and I'm going to become more of who I really want to be. So this is the key, is to do everything with purpose and intention. I really highly encourage you to test this, to do things with purpose and intention, because if you do things with purpose and intention, what's going to start to happen is that you're going to notice that your manifestations come through. Don't hope for things to happen. Do everything on purpose. Decide that something is yours. Take action. Follow through with action. Be the person that already has what you want. Do it with an intention. You can kind of sense, it's hard to describe it, you can kind of sense in your intelligence when you're aligned with your intention. You can just sense it. If I'm misaligned with my intention, I feel it in my heart. I literally feel it in my heart. I literally feel it at the deepest parts of myself where I'm misaligned with who I want to be. And so I want you to take this information and to be more of who you really want to be. Do everything with intention, do everything with a purpose, do everything as purposefully and as consciously as you can possibly do it. This is the key. This is one of the biggest keys to manifest. And if you don't apply this, what will happen is that perhaps like my past self, you might be stuck in many cycles of hoping for something to happen, hoping that you want to be in the reality that you want to be, waiting. And when I say waiting, I don't mean you can't wait for something. I mean the energy of a negative kind of waiting, where you're kind of waiting, but it's kind of this lazy, hazy, negative, sort of slow energy, that kind of energy, the waiting energy. You got to snap yourself out of that haze. You got to snap yourself out of the negativity, snap yourself out of the fear, and choose an intention and build momentum towards that direction. You got to snap yourself out of the haze, snap yourself out of the negative energy that is personally created, it's self-generated, And even if you can't see it in that way, I encourage you to take responsibility that, okay, you know what? There's many things I don't have in my life over, but right now I'm in a state perhaps of negativity, of fear, of resistance. You can snap yourself out of that and say, you know what? I'm going to do everything with purpose and intention. I'm going to decide on an intention. I'm going to decide to become something. I'm going to decide to be something more. And you're going to follow through with that. And you're going to build trust and you're going to build momentum. And when you build momentum, what happens is that you start to realize that you can manifest your reality and that you are the controller. You are the controller of your reality. You can't necessarily control other people's reality, in my personal experience and opinion. You don't want to meddle around with other people's reality too much. You don't want to be like manifesting for other people. That's just my personal opinion. I'm still thinking about what I feel around this topic. But for me personally, I find that it's most valuable to focus on myself. And then to share that love out when I'm ready, to share the lessons that I've learned. And, you know, a lot of people in the law of attraction community talk about like, you know, you can manifest people. And I think we can manifest for people, we can pray for people, but we have to have our cups full. So I'm just saying, like, for the most part, you know, it's just, I don't want to share too much around this because like, I don't really know my exact beliefs around this topic yet. But one thing that I do notice though, is that when I own what I really want fully, my intentions can be aligned with somebody else's intentions and we can work together and be our own people. Okay, so I'm going to save that whole nother video in terms of manifesting for other people, but I think you can do it to some degree. I think that to a very much larger degree we can do it than we believe, but I think the foundation that I want to share before I go deeper into this topic is simply the understanding that the foundation is to really focus on yourself. You don't want to be so focused on what you can manifest for somebody else that you lose yourself in it. I think that's critical. I can probably say that with conviction and affirm this. Like, okay, like if I'm too focused on what I want for somebody else and I sacrifice my own energetic connection to my source, there's serious consequences to that. I don't really know how it is for other people, but that's in my experience. Now, the second thing that I want to share with you in this video is to not attach to the intention. Don't attach to the intention, because when you attach to the intention, you're going to be really lowering yourself down to a different state of consciousness that you don't really want to be in. So that's what I want to share with you as well, is to not attach to the intention. Don't attach to the intention. Have the intention, live with specific intention, but don't attach to it. If you attach to it and you attach to your intention and you start creating all these things that are out of alignment with your intention because you're attached, and it sounds contradictory, but that's what happens, you're going to lose yourself. Okay, now what I want to conclude this video with is to remember that you are the power. Remember that you are the power. You are the power, okay? When you're starting to connect with who you truly are, you realize that the higher self, you become your own higher self. You become your power. So these videos are essentially me taking back my power and sharing with you all that deep knowledge, and you could say gnosis, and deep energy that I get, and I just share all of that. That's how I do things. That's why I was a little bit hesitant with manifesting for other people. Look, I'm not saying you can't. I'll probably have to think about that and share more about that in another video. You know what I mean? Because I'm still kind of deciding how I feel around that. But for me personally, I'm at a point in my life right now where I gotta focus on myself. I gotta build my own gnosis. I gotta build my own knowledge, be independent, and then within that space, only then can I start supporting other people. And I think that's pretty obvious, right? Self-love before you love somebody else. But personally for me, I forgot that along my journey, and I think that it's so critical to always keep that in mind, that you are the power. And even if you do manifest for other people, it has to be completely aligned with every other intention that you have for yourself. Like, you got to be manifesting for yourself first and foremost. And people think that's selfish. I don't think that's selfish. If you're going to manifest for somebody else, it has to be for you. For you. You're doing it for yourself because you want it. So if you want more money, if you want a relationship, if you want something, you got to do it for yourself. And it's like, well, it's not selfish. Don't I have to be thinking about what I can give people? Yes, but if you're misaligned with what you truly want and you still see the other person as separate from you, you haven't passed that level of like being your own person yet. Because you do want to give people energy from a space of, you know, seeing what you can give them and how you can support them. Of course. But one thing that I've noticed is that the most powerful thing you can do for somebody else is to be what you want to be. So let me give you an example. Let's say you want to start a YouTube channel. Let's say you want to start a business. You do realize that having a business, an incredibly successful business where you make lots and lots of money for yourself because you want it, for you, for nobody else but you. You do realize that's incredibly valuable to the world, because if your business flourishes, that's useful for people. They're going to get value from that. How? Well, what is even a business? It's giving people things that they need and that they want. So if you want to start like a podcast and you want to have like a viral podcast, I want millions of people to watch my podcast. That's what I want, right? You do realize there's millions of people then that are divinely and going to be aligned with that intention. If you align your divinity with your intention and you truly align who you truly are, your soul and your essence and you truly are with an intention, you do realize that there's going to be, just as badly as you want millions of followers, if you want that, you do realize that just as badly as you want millions of followers, there's also millions of people that genuinely want to watch you. From the bottom of their hearts, they want to watch you. They want to see you not only succeed, but they literally will get deeply entertained and get lots of value from you having something. Let's say you want to start like a cupcake shop, okay? You want to have a successful cupcake business. God, maybe you feel selfish for that. Maybe you feel like you're egotistical for wanting a huge business with lots of money. But you see, the more that you build up your ego, the more you can serve the world. So you having millions of dollars, you having your business incredibly successful is, I want to ask you this, are you willing to accept that you having exactly what you want is genuinely successful for the entire universe? Not just successful, beneficial. Are you willing to accept that? Many people can't accept that. They feel too much guilt and shame around that. You being fully, for no reason other than your own personally created heaven, just because you want it, you having exactly what you want is literally going to benefit the entire universe. Many people will disagree and think that's egotistical and that's wrong. And I'm going to tell you right now, as long as you keep having that mindset, you will never be successful at having anything you want, and you're not going to be able to provide people true value. You're not even going to help them. So you're going to create this sort of like stuck pause on your life where you never get what you want because you feel too much guilt and shame around it, and you're never going to truly help somebody else because you can't help somebody from an empty cup. And yep, that sounds cliche. It sounds obvious, but it's not obvious, I think, because although I'm sharing something that sounds commonsensical and obvious, I also think that there's many people that are going to watch this video and many people that hear this kind of things that can brush it off as obvious and common sense, yet they still are not willing to fully own with the clear intention and to be the person that they want to be. They're not willing to do it because they feel guilt, because they feel shame, and they're too attached to their egos. And that's the truth. You think, well, wait, isn't it egotistical to have all this money and to have all the success that I want? No, you know what's egotistical in my personal opinion? To be stuck in your life, to not have what you want, and then to lose, to be a loser. Not loser in the sense that like you're a bad person, but to lose in the sense that you're not having what you want, and then to not be able to provide any value to others because you're being a loser. And I don't mean loser like in an attackful way, like you're a bad person. I mean loser in a sense that like if you're not having what you want and you're not manifesting, you're losing. And losers can't help other people to become winners. You got to start to choose to be a winner. You got to start to choose to be a winner. You got to start to choose to have what you want. You got to start to choose to manifest your reality. And then, and only then, can you start to have more of what you want. It's the only way. It's the only way. You got to start to be like, you know what? I'm going to have what I want. I'm going to drop the guilt. I'm going to drop the shame. I'm going to drop all these negative concepts that was actually self-created, that maybe I heard somewhere, maybe somebody told me, maybe I got it from here, maybe I got it from there. You drop the concept, you drop the ideas that are literally dropping your frequency down, ideas in your mind that are dropping your frequency down, and you decide to be what you want fully. And then you start to build up your gnosis, you start to build up your knowledge, you start to build up your wisdom, you start to build more energy. And with that energy, then you can actually help people more. You can actually help people more. When you have the true gnosis and the true energy, the true wisdom, then you start to understand how to create your reality. And unless you start to own the fact that you need that gnosis and you need that knowledge, you need that wisdom, and that means getting more money, getting the thing that you want, building yourself up without any guilt or shame, then you start to manifest more. And that's such a necessity that I think many people drop and simply don't understand. And so I encourage you to start to build yourself up more. And that's one of the keys to create your reality, is again to drop the guilt and the shame. And so this is absolutely connected with not attaching to the intention, because what this means is that you're not attached to the intention, but you're willing to own it 100%. Okay, now remember that the key also is to consider here that through this entire process, once again, you are the power. And to fully claim ownership over your power, to fully claim ownership that you're the creator, that you get to have what you want. Why? Because you said so. But wait, isn't there divine consciousness? You are the divine. You are the divine. You are the divine. You decide which way. You are the truth. You are the divine. You decide what you want. Okay, so the key is to see, like, you know what? Like, who has a right to say that they are who they are if they're not it yet, says the ego. Well, who decides anything ever? You. And who are you? You are the divine. You are consciousness. So when you, I'm talking to you as a person, as the divine, there's no separation here in my reality. They're one and the same. Okay, so if you don't resonate with that, get with the program here. This is what I'm inviting you here to consider. If that doesn't resonate for you, this is not the channel for you. Okay, in my reality, if you're going to be a part of this frequency, if you're going to be a part of this energy watching these videos, you have to start to understand that the divine is you. You are the divine. And so what that means is that you are the power. And so yes, you can ask your higher self for guidance, but you got to get with the program, get with the just get with it. Get with what we're dropping here. What we're dropping here is that you are the divine and you are the power. And so once you start to remember that you are the divine and you're the power, it's like, okay, I start to decide who I am. You decide your reality. You decide how you want to show up in the world. You decide how you want to be. And why do you have right to do that? Because you're the divine. You are the divine. So you get to decide how things play out in your life. And when I want to conclude this video by saying that when I didn't do this, my manifestations decreased. When I started to do this more, my manifestations increased, and I started to get more business, get more money, get more things, and then people started to say thank you more to me. I started to build deeper connections. I started to have more things in my life that I truly desire when I started to own the fact that I'm the power. Okay, and with that, I conclude this video. Once again, I just launched email coaching, so if you do want to be part of that, all the details for that will be down below, as well as I have a couple spots left for my one-on-one coaching program. If you want to see if you qualify for that, I don't accept every single application. So if you do want to see if you qualify for that, make sure to include as much detail as possible in the application. And if you're interested, all details for that will be down below as well. As always, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next